We have been starved of Canucks hockey for 4 long months. But now, the Canucks have finally arrived in training camp for the most anticipated season since 2011. There are legitimate expectations for this team to push for a Stanley Cup. Are we going to read into Rick Tocchet's Day 1 lines like it's some sort of Da Vinci Code, hiding ancient lost secrets? Of course we are. We're Canucks fans. Let's just jump right into the thick of things. We know that Rick Tocchet loves his pairings, so keep that in mind during this analysis. The first pairing is DeBrusk and Pettersson. Their running mate on Day 1, Jonathan Lekkerimäki. Tocchet mentioned that he was impressed by Lekkerimäki's Young Stars tournament, and he has given him the ultimate vote of confidence. On paper, this line makes sense. You have the north-south power forward DeBrusk, who can retrieve the pucks, Pettersson, who can make plays, and Lekkerimäki, who as your F3 can hang back, find the soft areas, and rip the puck. And rip the puck during Group A's session he did. Jake DeBrusk was thoroughly impressed, comparing Lekkerimäki's shot to Pasternak's, and Pettersson seemed excited at the prospect of mentoring the young Swede. I hope Lekkerimäki can bury some goals in the preseason, because that will give him a leg up on Daniel Sprong. Moving on to our second pairing, Miller and Boeser. Danton Heinen has been given the first opportunity to play with these two stars. I believe he has the capability to have success with these two guys. Phil DiGiuseppe did, and Heinen is a much better player. That being said, I don't think this will be a line at the beginning of the season. I believe Höglander will start with Miller and Boeser, and Heinen will drop down to play with Garland and Blueger. I can't see Höglander and Garland on the same line because they're short by NHL standards, so I believe Heinen will fill in Dakota Joshua's role until he returns. I want to take this moment to send my best wishes to Dakota Joshua. His strength and courage through this difficult time are truly inspiring, and Canucks Nation is rooting for you. Also, I hope your journey brings more awareness to this important issue, encouraging more young men to get checked out. I mentioned earlier I don't think Garland and Höglander will be a line, but they did start camp together, centered by Aatu Räty. With Teddy Blueger out for a week, this is an excellent opportunity for Räty. The knock on him has always been his skating, but he looked much quicker at the Young Stars tournament. Any deficiencies in speed could be negated by having Höglander and Garland, two quick players, but Räty has got to show that he can hold his own. As for Garland, most likely he anchors the third line all season, especially with Joshua and Blueger out for the next little bit. Sprong and Suter formed a line with Archie Bains. Tocchet mentioned earlier that he sees Suter as a center this year, and maybe he pairs up with Sprong for an offensive fourth line. But there are a lot of moving parts, and Sprong will eventually get a look with Pettersson as well. Bains most likely starts in the AHL, but he has a chance to show that he can play middle 6 minutes here. Another possible fourth line, we have Phil DiGiuseppe with Kiefer Sherwood, centered by Max Sasson. Sasson was probably the Canucks' best center at the Young Stars tournament, but that was to be expected because of his age. The Canucks obviously see his future as a fourth line utility piece, maybe like a Casey Cizikas. But he's running out of runway. He's already 24 and he needs to show something this preseason. Sherwood, on the other hand, was brought in for chaos, and expect to see him move up and down the lineup this season. The defense had some really interesting pairings. I was fully expecting Hughes to start out with Desharnais, but he was paired with Juleson. This is a pairing that has seen limited success in the past, and it could be an option if Juleson's career trajectory continues to rise. Desharnais was paired with Susi, but I want to talk about Pettersson and Roenick being paired together. Is Elias Pettersson closer to the NHL than we think? When was the last time we saw someone jump from the second division in Sweden to the NHL? It's probably Pettersson being rewarded for his solid Young Stars tournament, but his strength is unusual for a rookie defenseman. Most young guys need time in the AHL before making the jump, but Pettersson maybe pulls an Edler, who only played half a season in Manitoba before joining the Canucks. To round things out, Myers was paired with Wolanin, and Forbert lined up beside Mark Friedman. If you guys are looking forward to the upcoming season, make sure to subscribe for elite Canucks content. Until next time, cheers.